Hey friendos, today I'm super excited to bring to you the Mavic Mini by DJI. I just got this. This is my first drone and it's probably gonna be your first drone too if you're watching this video, or maybe you're a drone enthusiast and you've got a whole bunch of drones and stuff and you're just living drone life every day. But for me, this is my first one. So it comes in this super cool case if you guys get the Fly More combo, which you should just get the Fly More combo. If you get just the Mavic Mini and one battery, it's 400 bucks or it's 500 bucks if you get it with this case. You open it up and inside you've got your controller, you've got your battery pack. This thing's super slick. It holds 3 batteries inside and you can even charge your phone off of it. So you can use it like a battery backup. So you've got like dual use. You plug one device in and you charge all 3 batteries. So that's pretty slick. The drone itself, this thing is crazy small. Look at this thing. What I've noticed so far, this is kind of gonna be my first impressions of both a drone, having a drone, using a drone, and also of the Mavic Mini in particular. But I've noticed it feels a little bit frail. I've held a Mavic Pro before, and those feel a little bit beefier. I think that's just because of the weight of this. So all of the legs fold out super simply. The door on the back, this is where you open it up and you can put in your SD card. You hold your battery right in here, and the batteries are like pretty small. You just slide it in and you're good to go. Take off your gimbal cover here, which I found is like a first timer with these. This is the dumbest design. So DJI changed the way that the cover goes over the gimbal. You have to kind of like hook it and snap it. Not the end of the world, but it is something to note. The controller, this thing is so small too. Like both of these things can like fit in like a shirt pocket, not at the same time, but you could slip one in. I slipped this in my back pocket when I was just trying to juggle everything. So I like things that I can, you know, actually get around and use and not have to like set everything on the ground all the time. So this folds out just like that. You take your cell phone and you slip your cell phone right in underneath. It holds pretty much any size phone. This is an iPhone 10. It comes with different cables to connect your phone. The antennas flip out like this, and it has a super cool feature that it keeps the joysticks in here. I thought that I was just like first impression. I love that stuff. I love when things are really well thought out. So you take out the little joystick nubs and you put them on here. This way they don't break when you're moving around and stuff. You slip your phone in, you connect it to it, and you start flying. So right off the bat, this thing is so much fun. It's just crazy fun. I was thinking that when you're flying these, that you're gonna be really worried about it, like always having to control its kind of stability. It's the most stable thing in the world. You let go of the joysticks and it just sits there. It's totally fine. I had some beginners that have never flown anything before. Like my dad tried it, my stepmom tried it. I've had everybody trying it because they're all interested in it. I'm like, here, just you fly it. And instantly they're just in awe of how easy it is to do, how stable it is to fly. I have noticed that if there's stuff in between me and the drone, like even our van, if we're standing on one side of it and the controller doesn't have like a straight shot to the drone in the sky, that it starts to say, hey, there's a little bit of interference. I took a step to the side and everything was like A-okay. So something to note that you kind of want a clear shot. I think that's because this is a Wi-Fi drone. This is all Wi-Fi connected, so if you're in an area with a ton of Wi-Fi signals, that's gonna be a little bit of an issue, I think. But so far, everything's been cool. I have flown it both in kind of the middle of the desert. I've flown it in a more populated area near the beach in San Clemente, and both times it did just fine at 400 feet and quite a distance away from me, far enough to where I was like, as a beginner, I'm like, okay, that's good enough for me. and the quality's been absolutely incredible. I'm really excited to take all this footage home. Today we took it out to Oak Glen where there's a ton of trees. So this is 2.7K. You're able to adjust some things, but it's not a fully manual camera when it comes to video. You can't adjust everything. You can't adjust like your aperture. You can't adjust the ISO. You can only do like EV plus and minus, and you can't change shutter. But that might be enough. So is it enough? We'll see. You're looking at the footage right now. I'm gonna show it to you both right out of the drone, the best I could get by looking at my phone and changing that EV a little bit. And then I'm gonna show you what it looks like color graded too, and exposure. Gonna fix the little bit in Final Cut as well. Nothing crazy, but I'm trying to get the best they can squeeze out of this little $500 kit. But by and large, this thing's been really stable in the wind. I have noticed it moving around a little bit when it was really windy, but it didn't have any issues. And when I look at the camera, because of the gimbal, it's keeping the shot basically the same. It doesn't look all crazy or anything. I think that's partly because you're looking at a huge, vast, wide angle kind of landscape most times. So you're not close to anything that would give you any perspective changes that would make it look jittery. As for battery life, this thing is supposed to last 30 minutes in the air. I haven't actually been able to get it to go to 30 minutes, and I don't think it ever will. I think it all depends on how you're flying it, but I've gotten 20 to 25 minutes, no problem out of a battery, more than I've even needed. It seems like when you get to a location that you really like and you want to film something, you send it up, you move it over in position mode. By the way, there's 3 modes to how fast it flies, and it starts off in the generic position mode. It's pretty quick. So you fly it over, kind of get your shot ready. Then you can tap the little button, hit cinematic mode. In cinematic mode, everything becomes much smoother. It's also the mode that I put it in when I was letting beginners that haven't flown anything yet, because if you rack the joystick to the side really hard, the drone moves slowly. It doesn't move like super fast. Position mode is pretty quick, and then sport mode is fast. Like, I feel like I'm gonna hit something when I was trying it. You definitely want a more open area or be high enough up when you're in sport mode that you're not gonna hit anything. So this is just my first impressions of the drone. As a beginner, this was super easy to get it from the ground to the sky, get the shot, get it back, and be good to go really, really fast. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. I'd be happy to answer them, and I will see you guys next time.